Alright, it looks like we are live. Let me just double check. Oh, nope, there we go. We got it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night. It is an exciting Sunday night because we have so many. We're so deep in this current streak. We're at a whole 6 countries right now. So much fun. We went from our... What were we at? We were somewhere in the 300s, right? Somewhere in the 300s. And then we got some dirt road in Bosnia. We went Slovenia, I think. And now we're here. Isn't that fun? Christopher likes in the chat saying we're here. It's Sunday Night GeoGuessr. It is indeed Sunday Night GeoGuessr. We're excited to get things rolling again. So, as I was sitting here getting this set up, I was looking at this, and it vaguely reminded me of, what would you call this? Kind of lower tier than a theme park. What would you... This reminded me of a park that I was in Bishkek. Is this going to be that park in Bishkek? Probably not. No. This is the Latin alphabet over here. We're not in Bishkek. Kind of reminded me of that. Pets and Findest Varld. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, this is English. That's German. This is probably... Yeah. Ooh, it's a weird burp coming up. W. Dig saying, yo, we're so back at a theme park. We are indeed so back at a theme park. This is looking a little less... Maybe not looking less like German, just words that I don't know in German. What's going on over here, up there? Service center, that's confusing. W. Dig saying that's Swedish. See, that's exactly. Not exactly German. Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, Stockholm, right there. Anyone object to Sweden? This is pretty nice. I like Stockholm. Somewhere I do really want to... I did mention this, right? Oh, WD asking, is this Gröna Lund in Stockholm? I would assume so. Yeah, alright, let's do it. That's definitely Swedish. Awesome. Let's see if it is Gröna Lund. It is! Good job, WD. Alright, now we got some mountains. This is feeling Peru. Let's investigate. Did I mention... Yeah, you got a spot on, WD. Good job. Did I mention... When I was in Argentina in November, for some reason... Oh, no. You know what it was? When I realized that it was... Wait a minute. Reba shawarma. This is Kyrgyzstan, not Peru. And yep, I think we just saw a Kyrgy plate right there. Let's roll it back. Yep, Kyrg. Yep, WD saying Kyrg send. Love it. Sick. Awesome, I love these. Somewhere Baltic. But once I realized, okay, right-hand drive, that's white. No, it's not right. That's the left hand. I'm an idiot. Ill-Tired saying hello, Ill-Tired. So this is the UK. So we have the yellow rear plate and the white front plate. That's in English. I need to look at all the rear plates because there's a world where this is Ireland. It's probably not, but yeah, I think there's enough evidence here to say this is the UK. Anyone object to that? Did I already say hello, Ill-Tired? My brain's kind of... The isolation is getting to me. I'm really starting to go crazy. This was the weirdest day of the entire last, like, 3 weeks. Oh, that's literally an ambulance. It should show something on here. Yeah, keep 3 meters clear. There's a crown on it. It's the UK. Okay, you're tired of saying, yep, I did already say it. Well, my brain's not operating at full capacity right now. Today was so weird. I did not sleep well. I haven't been sleeping well, period. So I mentioned this last week. My body just has no idea of, because I lay in bed a lot. I'm either in bed or I'm right here, or I'm in the kitchen. So my body kind of has no way to discern, when is sleep time. You're always in bed, maximum 60. Right-hand drive. It's a weird sign. Also, 60 on this road. This could be Canada. That might be kilometers. Now we're in a 50. A 50 on this road, if that's in miles per hour, is insane. Oh. Christopher likes Santa scheduled an off day at work, thinking we may have a 12-hour stream day. Yeah, I think that was the original plan, and then we all decided we would scrap it kilometers per hour. We would scrap it and try again once I'm not, with my legs extended here, which is unfortunate. And yeah, we'll do a vote in the Discord, like I mentioned. Figure out a day that people want to do. Yeah, I'm tired saying Canada, maybe. WDig saying Canada. Definitely Canada. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, slept horribly, so just kind of woke up, felt like garbage. We're on top of a mountain. This is cool. This is very interesting. I have no idea where this is. Part of me is feeling Crete? Not Crete, I mean Cyprus. But I don't know. We gotta move. Yeah, woke up, got some stuff done, and then I don't know what happened. The day just disappeared. I got sick of the same 2 restaurants I always order from, so I tried getting Cava today because I thought it was somewhat healthy, and then it absolutely wasn't, and then just killed me. So I had to go to sleep, and now I just feel awful, like physically. It's such a fun day. Yeah, Christopher likes saying, what a view. For real. This is definitely somewhere that belongs in the interesting places tab once we figure out where this is. Yeah, that's the whole off today. Never mind, it's right-hand drive, so it's not Cyprus. It's one of those days where you just kind of have to, give up. I know I'm not going to be able to be productive after the stream. Just going to try to go to sleep and make up for it tomorrow. So much fun. Yeah, WDig saying, hate the backfiring midday nap. Honestly, that saved me. Lao Xian. The backfiring ones are the worst, but I needed the midday nap or I was going to die. Okay, so it is Greek. I at least said that right. So it's Greece thing. So we're right-hand drive. Yeah, the cars are actually on the right-hand side. It's not just right-hand drive cars in a left-hand drive city. I think we're good here. Any objections to Greece? Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like the weirdest feeling. I don't know. My body's just like that. It's just, and then you know when you go to bed and you feel like you've done nothing with the day and you're just like, am I actually going to sleep now? W. Dig asking, are we sure it's not Cyprus? Cyprus drives left-hand drive. That's the thing. So I think we're fine. Yeah, the bilingual signs, I know. I didn't love that either. That is Greek. That says no in Greek. Right? Cyprus is left-hand drive. This isn't left-hand drive. This is right-hand drive. Let's go to this park here. Yeah, that's a Greek flag. I think we should be fine. Zero emission electric. Let's, I mean, is it going to give us the location? EU flag. Cyprus isn't in the EU, right? Yeah, WDig's saying, okay, go for it. Let's do it. Nice. Oh, this is Athens. Alright, well, I'm not going to throw it in the interesting places tab because that's kind of an obvious one. It's like putting Rome in there. It's like, well, yeah. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Elada is Greece. Good catch, WDig. This looks like an Orthodox monument. Just feels like Eastern Europe or the steppes. That's the word I was trying to get out. Ooh, that's Polish. Is Poland? Nope. There we go. Ewannnawe said in the best Russian accent ever. Jam passenger. At WDig saying those Polish tourist buses go far and wide. This must be a pre-war, probably? Unless this is Bulgaria? Christopher likes saying best part of the Super Bowl was Charlie Puth's rendition of the Star Spangled Banner with Kenny G amongst the choir. Honestly, I didn't even see that. I was playing Bad Bunny on the Alexa before everyone got here and totally just missed that. We had the TV on mute. Shashik Morajnvo Chamkava Budvnon. None of this is meaningful. Il Tired saying Belarus, lol. Honestly, there's a possibility. If this is tracker coverage, this could be Belarus. Oh, yeah, another Polish bus. W. Dixon, the meltdowns after the halftime show were so funny. Dude, I read about the Kid Rock one briefly, and just, it was so funny. Everyone was claiming he lip synced. Hold on. Dejvny. Oh, this isn't Russian. I think this is Ukrainian. I'm like, obviously there's this right here, which says this says Krani. So I'm assuming there's the U. Is that supposed to be the U right there? But either way, this I right here, I believe that's Ukrainian. Yeah, WDig saying Ukraine, bottom of the sign. I would agree with that. And then the Polish tour buses make sense. So, exposed pipes. Yep, all tracks. Alright, let's do it. Nice. Feels like a very random town to have the tourist buses. I don't know what's there. Unless you're on your way to Chisinau. But, I don't know. What do we have now? This is interesting. I think we might be in the same corner of the world again. Or I'm going to be very, very wrong. Trying to catch the plates. What's going on here? Vogel. I don't think anything on these actually matters. It's not going to be helpful. So let's move and try to find a sign. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Keep on moving. At this point, I have so many... Ooh. This kind of feels like... This feels like a random Polish or Hungarian town that we stumble upon. I'm very interested to see what language we end up seeing. Based off the plates, I think it's going to be Russian. But let's see. This is miserable. Let's get this sped up a bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Put up a sign. That might be one up here. Okay, there's one there, but let's... Yep, there we go. Alright. Go back to that one. See what it says. Vinmani. Yeah. I don't know. I noticed the word... I think I saw the word transport on there. And that's it. Asrajan Privyetskivyet Disciplin Provanish Ich Voditelje Voditelje. I have no idea. No idea what any of that says. But as I suspected, it was Russian. And I genuinely think this is Russia. It's not Kazakhstan, it's not Kyrgyzstan. We would see that. Christopher likes saying there's a world where this is also Kazakhstan. Problem is, there's not the same kind of... Kazakhstan has a similar plate to Kyrgyzstan. Not the old Kyrgyzstan plate, but the new Kyrgyzstan plate, where there's kind of that red... how do I explain it? There's kind of a tiny little flag in the bottom left corner on the Kyrgyz and Kazakh plates now. So we should, if it were Kazakhstan, we'd see a tiny little teal thing, I would assume. Oh, okay. WDig, thank you for reading the sign while I was talking. Volgograd, Astrakhan on the sign. Russia. Awesome. Thank you for finding that. Astrakhan. Yep, I see it. Novostochia. Nice. Yeah, let's do Russia. Yep, there's and yeah, I see where it says Volgograd as well. This is Volgograd, Astrakhan. Awesome, love that. Sammy Marco saying, "Hey chat, very rainy day here. Welcome in, Sammy Marco. At least it's not snowing. You know, close to Kazakhstan. You were close, Christopher. Like, what do we got going on here? That looks like Italian or Spanish. It's Vendita. I don't know what sign the double L's make in Italian, so I don't want to risk it by pronouncing it how I would in Spanish. This is nice. It's very bright. It's like unpleasant to look at, even on this. Like, it just doesn't. There we go. That's a lot nicer. Drop down the exposure a bit. Okay, we got water. Tired asking, of those olive trees? I have no idea. Our vegetation expert has not yet chimed in. What do we got going on? Water's to the north. Yeah, it still could be either Italy or Spain. Though I would lean more Italy at that point, because the north of Spain is not like this. But there are plenty of parts in Italy with north-facing coastline that could be this. Skyscrapers? We need more signs. Need more language to read. Come on, keep going. There we go. Perfect. This sign will tell us. Bari. This is Italy, right? Monopoli. Zona Industriali. Yep, there's the Italian flag here. Yeah. Christopher likes saying, my best friend has a hotel right now overlooking the Egyptian pyramids in Cairo. I'm so jealous. That sounds awesome. Funny thing is, I know which hotel you're talking about. I have it flagged in my Google Maps. This isn't signed into my Google Maps, but I know where it is. It's, Do I know where it is? I think it's a Marriott. Marriott, Cairo. I'm pulling it up because it's absolutely insane. No. Is it this? Yeah, it's this place. Like, look at that. Yeah. Imagine having your breakfast right there. That's just insane. Yep, Christopher likes saying that's the one. I figured. That's just unbelievable. I've only heard really bad things about visiting Cairo, but I want to go just to stay there. Maybe that's a weekend trip this year. All the money I don't have. This one's going to be awful. This is actually going to be terrible. Sun's to the north. That's at least a little bit helpful. So we're Southern Hemisphere. Tired asking what was the name. I stepped away for a second here. We'll look at it again. I actually want to pull it up again anyway because I want to see what the price is. Ooh, Tired saying save it for August 2027 solar eclipse in Luxor. I'm going. That does sound pretty nice. Oh, I missed a T on Marriott. This is it. Oh, wow, only $500. Marriott Mena House. Maybe if you book further out. Like, let's look at August. Saturday, Sunday. Only $400. Sick. I can't imagine what it's going to be. Can you book that far out? No. I feel like that place is going to be $1 billion for the solar eclipse. Totally worth it, too. Because it's, I mean, imagine that experience. You watch the solar eclipse from that patio. Like, oh, amazing. Totally, if I had that kind of money, 100% be there. Freezite saying greetings and salutations, fellow pimpsters. What's happening? We're going to become Egyptian poyos. Let's go. Apparently, we were looking at a hotel that Christopher Lack's best friend is staying at right now. That I'd seen before, so I knew exactly what he was talking about. That looked really cool. El Tired saying longest totality this century. Totes go. It's a rendezvous with me. I will. It's a really cool idea. That's the thing. Christopher likes saying that Sam Eclipse also in Iceland. I think we talked about a cruise. This is interesting. Oh, this year is Iceland. Next year is Egypt. That makes sense. Does or yeah. Wait. I don't know. As I said, my brain's off. I don't know what's happening. My body and my mind are just shutting down. Can you see, like look at how tiny my arm is in this. Because I'm just like not living a lot. I'm just dying. I'm slowly dying. There's points where, because I mindlessly put all the clips together for all the upcoming videos, and in Kazakhstan there's bits where I'm like, wow, I had muscle. That's so awesome, and now I'm like malnourished, which is not good for the ankle. It's so annoying trying to do food right now. It's so annoying. I hate it so much. It was like, I made some eggs for lunch earlier, and then it wasn't enough, so it's a DoorDash. My DoorDash bill is just getting insane. I just want to leave this apartment. I've left this apartment once since the last stream. Fun fact. El Tired saying I had the last of my homemade tacos today. See, you're a good cook, El Tired. Or I would assume you're a good cook. You are a cook. You're always making something interesting. I do not have that skill. So I'm sure those homemade tacos were fantastic. I don't really know what to make of all this. I only know how to make eggs and chicken. I could learn how to make other things, but I can't be bothered because I have to buy other things, and then I gotta. I don't know how to use our rice cooker. Could I learn? Yeah. It's so much effort, though. And I could just make a protein shake instead, which is 10 times easier. Ooh, Freezite's making food tonight. What are you making tonight, Freezite? Where might this random dirt road be? Just chugging along. This is probably thrilling for you all. I like what you're. I like that Christopher like theory on this round. South Africa or Botswana. I like that. I like where you're going with it. Okay, ground beef with onions and potatoes. That's good. That's a solid meal. I might make a protein shake after this. Maybe. But I probably won't. Because I don't feel like it, but I'm kind of hungry. To make a protein shake or to not make a protein shake. Freezite saying the soil's whiter in Botswana. You make a good point. It's still fairly light here, though. I think there's a case to be made that this is Botswana. What, Freezite? was a person. And now, also just being stuck in this room for 3 weeks now, I realize, oh, was there a person before? I don't think there was a person. Was there? Did anyone else catch a person? Just, you know, I think been stuck in this room for 3 weeks as I realized just how, like, Freezite saying I thought I saw a person. I don't think we did. If we did, I don't even think it would be that helpful. We know what part of the world this is. Oh, it looked like a cattle guard. That's weird. I really don't think we saw one. Freezite asking, do we? I think we're pretty certain this is Africa. W Dick saying the concept of there being a singular person out here. Because we're in the southern hemisphere. Because the sun's to the north. Looking at the southern hemisphere, it's not Indonesia. Small chance it's Australia. It's nowhere in... Maybe this is Argentina. Maybe. Realistically, it's probably South Africa. Yeah, Freezite saying could be Australia, though. It could. It definitely could. Christopher Lex saying no way, it's Argentina. I feel like we've seen Argentina rounds like this before, though. Okay, W Dick saying I was also thinking Argentina. Or, sorry, Australia. Right, so we have it narrowed down to 3 places that are on 3 different continents. Or, well, no, Christopher Lex saying no way, it's Argentina. I forgot. 2 places on 2 continents. The classic South Africa via Australia. As I was recording stuff yesterday, because I finally got the voiceovers recorded for the Senegal video. So that's what I was trying to do today, was, you know, play with them and mess with the animations and blah, blah, blah. But it took almost 2 hours to do all of the voiceover recording. Because I just kept having to stop. Because the amount of the sirens or honking, I just have to sit here and wait for the sirens to stop or the honking to stop. And it's just... I am of the mindset that if you're honking in Manhattan and there's not an actual danger or someone's not being a moron, then you're just rude. I had a taxi driver recently. The moment the light turned green, like, it's like he timed it. Like, the moment it went green, nobody even has time to react to it yet. He's 1 car back. I'm like, dude, chill. People live here. There are like 200 people that can hear you honking right now that don't need to hear you honking. It's just so annoying. And the window was closed. The window was closed. I could hear all these sirens and blah, blah, blah. And, it's so, yeah, W Dick saying it's actually so obnoxious. It's infuriating. I will say, like, I do love living here, though. I love living in Manhattan, but that was really annoying. And then I went on Zillow, because I was talking to a friend about, because they're talking about moving. They're not even in New York. There's a friend from Florida. They're talking about moving elsewhere, so I pulled up Zillow. They were looking at Seattle. I was like, out of curiosity, you know, with what I pay in New York, what could I get in Seattle? And it made me so mad. It made me so mad. It was like high rise, floor to ceiling windows in downtown, like high up in downtown, view of the water. I was livid. Or no, not for what I pay, for within my budget. That was within my budget. Christopher, like saying you're in the same boat I am. I have podcasts I need to record. My issues, I have 4 dogs. Yeah, 4 dogs in the house and they bark at everything. Yep. It's the worst. You don't realize how, I don't want to use the phrase not quiet, because there's definitely another word I could use. And I don't want to say loud. How unpeaceful it is. Until you're trying to record things, and it's just like random thing, roommates coming in and out. There's our coat closets right outside my door, the living room's right outside my door. So it's like, one of my roommates started watching TV, and he has every right to do so, but it means I can't record. So I was going insane. It took 2 hours. Yeah, Freezite saying Seattle's nice. Ewan is a real estate mogul in the making. W. Dick saying Seattle's low-key the spot. It is. Oops. I've been there. I went like 14. It's going the wrong way. I hate this. I went there like 14 years ago and really, really liked it. So I was just messing around with that idea yesterday. I was like, wow, I could live somewhere else and live like a king instead of being in this tiny box with no sunlight. But then you weigh, like, most people I know are here or Tampa. I don't know anybody on the West Coast. So it's just like, yeah, nicer place, a little more chillaxed, but starting from zero in terms of community. So it's like, pros and cons everywhere. And then out of curiosity, I looked at what I could get in Tampa, and I was like, wow, I get why people move. It's a lot cheaper than I expected down there. We're just still on this dirt road. Because there's always people. Freezite saying I have a spare room for my boy. Let's go. Pretty sure you're in California. California just feels like slightly better Florida, which I can't do. But that endeavor was enlightening as to, I guess, one of the reasons why when I tell people here, it's never people my age, but a lot of the time when I tell people here who like have kids that I'm from Florida, they're like, why are you here? That made a bit more sense after seeing prices down there, because I'd never really looked before. Freezite saying martial arts level unlocked. What do you mean? Freezite saying never compare us to Gator Disney. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, if we're being real. Every time I see California in the movies, I'm like, this is Tampa, but better. That's all it is. Christopher likes saying Florida prices are insane. I think maybe it's Miami. You saying that makes me think you probably have more insight on the Florida housing market than I do. After all, you do report on Florida high school football. But just from I looked at Tampa. That was it. I looked at downtown Tampa. And downtown St. Pete. And what you could get. The bang for your buck is what got me. Was like, for, within my budget, I could get a nice apartment with a pool on the roof and a big park as part of the building, and I was just like, wow. Freesite saying we'll battle. If you move into my place, we'll be like Bruce Lee versus Kareem in the movie. W Dig saying we're still waiting for this airport brawl. Freesite's got to let me know. Next time you're in JFK, we're brawling. That's yeah. I just found it interesting. When you get into those Zillow deep dives, because I was looking in. I looked in my area as well. I was like, what's in my budget in this area? And I was like, nothing. Cool. Have to hold on to this place for dear life. Freesite sent 3 times he's backed out. Pow. That's not me backing out. I directly challenged you right there. I think we went past something. Christopher likes saying on the Rays are trying to build a ballpark next to Raymond James at the Hillsborough Del Mabry site. That road does not need more. That road does not need more traffic. You are so right, Christopher like. I'm glad they seem to finally be doing something. This feels like the most traction they've had on a stadium in a while. And I'm glad they're building it in Tampa rather than St. Pete. But that site does not need more traffic. It's so disconnected, too. It's so impossible to get there from anywhere else in the city. Also, I will one thing about that location that kind of bugs me and that feels a little... is that a person? No. What bugs me about the location they picked... Wait a minute. Does that say prohibido? Property privada. Is that Spanish? That's Spanish. No way. That says prohibido. That says privada. Yep, propiedad privada. This is Spanish. Oh, that's so... I'm so happy to have gotten something here, finally. You know what's annoying, though? This doesn't even mean it's Argentina. It could be Uruguay. Christopher likes saying Tropicana Field isn't any better. I hate that freeway turnoff. Yeah. That freeway's annoying. It's kind of... You kind of hit it at such a... You're coming off the highway. Basically, you're going too fast to make that turn. Exactly, Freeze. No Botswana. But the thing that I find annoying about the site that they've chosen is that it's next to the Yankees spring training stadium, which just feels like we aren't Major League, if that makes sense. I think about it as... the Yankees wouldn't build their new stadium next to another team's spring training ground. Obviously, ignore the logistics if people don't spring train in New York City, but... Okay, Freezite's saying not Uruguay. Too dry, I'd go with Argentina or Chile, okay. Neil Tired saying it's so flat, not sure Chile. I'm not sure about Chile either, honestly. Freezite saying random cooking thing I found. My local groceries carrying cheese slices with Carolina Reaper pepper in it. Delicious. Get it for your cheeseburgers. Ooh. Freezite, I had kava earlier, and that messed up my stomach. I don't think I can have cheeseburgers with Carolina Reaper peppers in the cheese. That's gonna kill me. Christopher likes saying Chile does have flat spots, but I feel like they're a bit drier in the flat spots. Like, the flat spots are up here. Maybe a bit around here, but you should be able to see the mountains, I'd assume. I'm pretty sure this is Argentina, but we really can't be sure. Freezite saying, don't be a wuss, you'll be fine. I don't know about that. Yeah, Freezite saying Atacama's flat, but it's... It's not sandy enough to be the Atacama. You know? W. Dig saying, wait, speaking of spice, my friend and I had the blazing wings at Buffalo Wild Wings on Friday, and it was so painful. Is that the... Hold on. 1 second. Buffalo Wild Wings. What are they? The blazing wings? Blazing wings. The knockout sauce. Okay. Hottest offering featuring a sauce made from 9 intense peppers, including the Carolina Reaper, ghost pepper, and scorpion. I've never even heard of the scorpion pepper. Did you do the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Challenge? Oh my gosh. Disqualification from vomiting. Ooh. Yeah, to be saying no, it was like a bad scene. Yikes. Terms of the challenge have me concerned. Disqualification if you vomit. That's so funny. I was worried about how hot it was going to be. It's supposed to be Carolina Reaper, expecting the full gambit. Okay, so they're saying it was not as... Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, yeah, they're saying it wasn't that intense. Okay, you just tried them, definitely not the challenge. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't really want to do anything where they say, you know, you get disqualified if you vomit. Seems a little too intense. Ooh, we got another sign back there. It's another private property sign. W. Dick saying these people are insane for saying it's not that intense. Dude, some people are just snobs about spicy foods. And they're like, oh, that's not that spicy, and they'll be crying. You know what I'm upset about? Anytime I've DoorDashed, so every day, for the last 3 weeks, I've always ordered, if I'm ordering from a restaurant, rather than just groceries, I order double so that I'm making the most out of the delivery fee, right? You know, bang for buck. If there's going to be a fee for delivering it, I'm getting 2 so that this covers me for tomorrow as well. I did that today with kava. So I have to eat another kava. Unless I barter it. I could barter it with one of my roommates, but they don't have anything I want. I could make them do something for me. But they're already doing things for me as I'm out of action. How can I barter away this extra kava bowl? Facebook Marketplace. That's what I'll do. Freezite saying, imagine me saying in the voice of that Ugandan interviewer to me meme to you, and why are you afraid? Because it just does not sound good. I don't enjoy spicy foods. I do not desire that. Of the pepper. Why are you afraid of the pepper? You know what? This is the only pepper that I'll I don't know. Words. I didn't know there were two for deals on Uber Eats. I need to check that. I use DoorDash because my credit card, I think the Chase Sapphire, it gets you DoorDash Premium or whatever it is. So I get it cheaper than I otherwise would, but I haven't seen the 2 for deals. Just a big puddle. Freezite saying spicy can be flavorful. Pain is something else. I don't want pain. bland life is lame, bro. Lame. I don't live a bland life. I just don't like eating. I do not enjoy. I'm. Did you see me point out my arm? I'm like starving to death right now because I'm just not doing anything. I don't enjoy. I do not live a bland life, but I just don't like food. Uber One, you can earn Delta Sky Miles. I never fly Delta though. WDX sponsored content. Let's go, dude. I love the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugars. I've convinced 2 people in the last couple weeks to drink those. They're just that good. Wow, that kava. I might just throw out that other bowl. My body just feels awful. Still just a random cattle grate. You know what I'm going to do after this? I'm just going to eat some peanut butter. That'll work. Christopher likes saying this road sucks. Yeah, for real, dude. It's terrible. You know, I find it funny. Maybe not funny is probably not the right word. But it's very interesting that I mentioned Florida, and Christopher was like, oh yeah, this road, that road. And it's interesting to me because, like, I don't know if any of you have checked out Christopher Florida high school football coverage, but I've checked it out. And bro just knows all these random towns and high schools. I'm just like, how do you know this place that thoroughly? I can't imagine knowing anywhere that thoroughly. Freezite saying skinny arm syndrome is a clear byproduct of eating burritos at airports. Ask ChatGPT if you don't believe me. I know. It's terrible. I was getting made fun of by one of my friends the other day for it. And I was like, well, I can't exactly go to the gym. And he's like, no, I've seen people with crutches at the gym. And I was just like, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a really terrible idea. I've fallen and kind of jumbled my head trying to go to the bathroom. If I try doing weights, I'm going to die. So looking forward to that eventually, sometime in the nearest future, I hope. I'm looking forward to just not being in this room, being in this apartment, living life, walking for 15 minutes at a time without pain. Last time I did that was November. This is a nightmare road. This sucks. We're at 14. Can I just do Argentina here? I'm confident this is Argentina. It makes the most sense. I don't see a reason to bog ourselves down on this round when we have a decent answer. It's the clearest answer. We don't know it for sure, but that's, my brain's not working. Christopher saying Ewan's going to go on a big trip once this foot thing is over. I don't know if you were in the chat yet last week when I mentioned it, Christopher but my friend and I discussed Namibia in June. Renting a vehicle, driving around. WDig saying go for the YOLO. WDig always pushes the YOLO, though. I have to get anti-YOLOer support. Freezite saying my vote is Chile. That's Saltbush. PhD is low West Andes, but go on, King. Guys. Guys. Okay, looking north, there's nothing. Looking west, there's nothing. There's nothing anywhere. Freezite saying you do you, pimp, but that's... now we're going backwards. Come on. Okay, pH is low is what you're saying. Well, we're out of... We ran out. And I got confused at the beginning, and I don't remember which way we went. Oh, wait, we're going south. Easy fix. So, go back to the beginning. We'll go north. That's there we go. Quick fix. Freezite saying let's do a poll. I like the idea of doing a poll, because I don't want to spend a billion years here. Yep, exactly, old tired. We're only at 14. It's not a loss. Wasting time here is a loss. I agree. Argentina, Chile. I'll do another option as well. Start poll. Ooh. Okay, we're at 50-50 right now. Leaning Chile, apparently. Excuse me. That's the kava doing irreparable damage to my system. Alright, Chile seems to be in the lead. Cast your vote if you haven't already. Going once, going twice, 3 times. Argentina. It happens. We run it back. Go again. That's Vietnamese. Yeah, W Dig saying no. It happens. We were only at 14 though. There's worse things that could have happened. El Tired saying voted Argentina for the record. W Dig saying it's fine. Yeah, it's... You know, it happens. Actually, you saying it's fine reminded me. Isn't there some Olympic hockey going on tonight? Aren't we in our last game tonight? Was this today? Yep, there we go. Nice. Love that. Go Team USA. That's us. I think we were pretty much already out of the group stage, but now the group stage is done, I think. Freezite saying, me too, voted Argentina, JK. I stand by my guesses. I respect standing by your... You gotta stand by an incorrect guess. You gotta own it. Is that Tamil? Paging cats so we can gloat. Let's not gloat yet. Canada won their group too, I think. I'm pretty sure they did. Let me. The dashboard for this is incredibly annoying. See, ice hockey at the Olympic Games standings. Yeah, Canada won their group. Oh, our women beat them 5-0 though. Yikes. Gotta do better than that, Canada. That's embarrassing. I'm trying to look for a currency on these signs. I love that. Have they... I have no idea how they draw the next round. But I guess it's probably a good bit easier winning Winter Olympic hockey when Russia's not allowed to play. So that's at least convenient. Wait. Sri Lanka Telecom. This is Sri Lanka. And that language is Tamil. Any objections? Give y'all a second to respond to that. How do we even see... Okay, wait. Now this makes sense. Okay. So we play the winner of Sweden-Latvia, I guess? Is that how, or is it? It's probably seeded, isn't it? Alright, not seeing any objections for Sri Lanka. Love it. And then there's that. Okay, the collision course with Canada is the final. That'll be exciting. When is that? February 28th, 10 a.m. Christopher likes saying Russia being not allowed to participate is sort of refreshing. I don't know, it feels like it's... I don't want to say it's too easy. That's like disrespectful to say it's too easy, but I feel like you need another powerful country in there. We got Sweden, Finland. They're good. Russia, Latvia's had a good tournament. Oh, speaking of... Wow, this probably isn't Latvia. I just saw a letter I didn't know and then was like, WD saying, I don't know if anyone else watched the figure skating, but it was intense. I meant to actually pay attention to the Olympics, but I don't know where to watch them. Oh, yep, this is not. This is confusing. Yeah, WD saying this looks Hungarian. It's what I realized after making that comment. But that's, I'm going to assume that's an H that's just been rubbed off, actually. Yeah, this is Hungarian. The SZ. Any objections to that? What about the figure skating was intense? Like, what qualifies as intense for figure skating, out of curiosity? Is it February 22nd? When is that? Is that a week from today? Oh, that's actually manageable. That's... I can watch that. But it sucks though. It's... Bleh. It's always weird. You know, international teams always make things awkward because it's like... Yeah, boo, Canada. But meanwhile, you know... Let's go with Hungary. Two important players from my favorite team and our head coach. Like the Canadian head coach. It's not like how it is in soccer, where a national head coach is only a national head coach. There's oh, okay, this is Israel. Right? Yeah, yellow plates. Any objections? W. Dick saying we have the best guy skater in the world, 21-year-old, and he went in as the massive favorite, then botched his final skate and finished 8th. That's the worst. At least he's 21 and will have another shot at it. The Tired saying didn't see any Shane Hollander or Ilya Rozanov, so it's not that exciting. Over my head. Christopher likes saying the curling has been fun to watch, but I love speed skating. I love speed skating. Speed skating is that kind of thing, you know, when you just stumble upon something on TV and you're like, whoa, this is sick. That's what speed skating is. You just stumble upon it and you're like, whoa, this is awesome. W. Dig saying tired. His name is actually Ilya too, which is wild. I don't know who we're referring to. This is feeling Dutch. Yeah. Let's confirm that. W. Dick saying, speaking of speed skating, this looks like the Netherlands. Fully agree. Touch plates. I was looking into, it's like a few weeks ago. was looking at the different teams who are sending athletes, and I was trying to find the most obscure countries that had Winter Olympic athletes. Oh, Jake Paul's engaged to a Dutch speed skater who won gold? I had no idea. But I think Mexico sent one athlete. There were a couple other weird ones. What were the weird ones? Jamaica. I don't count Jamaica as weird because of obvious reasons. The bobsled team, the previous success makes them not a weird inclusion. Okay, yep. Guinea-Bissau has a skier. Christopher Lake saying Colombia has one. Yep. Alright, this is the Netherlands. Anyone object? Yeah, that kind. Guinea-Bissau has a skier. That's wild. Is it one of those? My suspicion with stuff like that is always I realize it's having to play with the angles because I'm obviously not in my normal position with the legs up. Here's where we realize I don't know how to spell Guinea. Guinea-Bissau skier. Okay, yeah, that's what I assumed. This is my normal guess when, because where are you learning skiing in Guinea-Bissau? But yeah, there we go. Born in Oregon, but half Taiwanese, Bissawian. It's still wild. And it's got to feel cool, you know, if you're from Guinea-Bissau and you have someone in the Olympics skiing. This is Colombia. Colombian plate. We good with that? Dominica also has one. I remember seeing that. Yep. This is going to be awesome. It's the kind of thing that smaller countries really rally around. Even when it is, you know, foreign born, it's like, oh, no way, this person's representing Guinea-Bissau at the Winter Olympics. I guarantee that's massive news back there. Alright. Let's run Colombia. Nice. Alright, see, look at that. We're already at 6. Now we've got, what, Sweden? Let's go over here. Oh, did anybody give up on the Super Bowl halfway through? Ooh, that's looking not Swedish. Oh, it's Belgian. This is Belgium. So a bunch of Belgian plates back there, and I'm trying to find more, but they've all just disappeared. Yeah, Belgian plate. Can't really tell with that one. Can't really tell with those ones. Probably Belgian plate. Yeah, Christopher Lake saying watched it all the way. Game was more lopsided than the score indicated. Yeah, that was just not entertaining. Freeside saying I gave up trying to understand Bad Bunny. See, it's funny. As much as I love Bad Bunny, it was just talking to a friend of mine who's Peruvian. He's like, yeah, my parents don't like him because it's the Spanish equivalent of mumble rap. I was like, I'd never thought of it like that. But yeah, it makes sense. I thought the halftime show was cool though. Iltard saying did not watch anything. Good for you. You saved several hours of your life. That sucked. And that says .be. This is Belgium. Plastica Latine. Ooh, looked up flights and said, I did see Iltard. You put in the oh yeah, that's Juventus. That kind of looked like the logo of one of the Mexican cartels, and I was like, what's going on there? Oh, there's a bunch of flags. But Juventus is an Italian soccer team. But, like, American flag. It's not the United States. I thought Italian flag for a second, but that's probably just an expat. Or, I don't know. Let's look for words. But, okay, yeah, this is Italian. Yeah, this is Italian. Any objection? Yeah. You'll tired laughing at the random U.S. flag. But, going back to Iltar talking about the looking up flights. Yeah, W Dig saying that itinerary looked awesome. I read that before we hopped on here. I know you're doing what? I forget what you said it was already. I know you're doing Amsterdam. No, wait. I thought you didn't like Amsterdam. My cognitive function is... I literally read your itinerary an hour and 20 minutes ago. Why do I not remember it? But this is Italy. Freesight saying seriously, the overall take in the Latin community is that who says he represents the culture? Who died and made him the new Shakira? That's interesting. I really haven't heard that until the past week. It's either northern India or Calcutta. This is India. Christopher likes saying the funniest commercial was Pepsi stealing the Coca-Cola bears, and there was the singing toilets. Honestly, I don't think I've retained a single commercial. So we were all just talking the entire time. Nobody actually watched. It's kind of funny. W Dig saying, yeah, watching Bad Bunny with my extended family was interesting, but went better than I thought it would. That's good. That's good, you know? Nobody's complaining. The vintage Dunkin' Donuts commercial was great. Did not see it. I assume we're good with India. Iltired saying 5 countries in 12 days. Boyfriend's only been to Canada and the UK. I remember you saying that. Okay, that was what it was. Yeah, you do hate Amsterdam, but the flight was cheap to go there. Makes sense. Delta Hub. I feel like everywhere I've been in the world, there's always a flight to Amsterdam. I feel like I always walk past the flight to Amsterdam. No, white plate. I was about to say, speaking of 5 countries, 12 days, that's going to be awesome. I need to remember what you put in the Discord. I don't know how my brain is not working that well. Oh, yay! This is an interesting one. I'm a little all over the place here. I'm really trying to think what this might be. Is this ever Slovak? Or Slovakian? Colon. Sammy Marco saying, why do you hate Amsterdam? You just gotta leave the touristy inner ring. Yeah, W Dig saying I like Czechia here. Let me look for colon over here. This is very much not the most effective way of doing this, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, yeah, Christopher likes saying Czechia as well. Let's keep looking around a bit. Yeah, this will be... Oh, maybe not so easy. Oh no, we're not going to get to read the board, are we? Here we go. That says NL. But this is not the Netherlands. Ooh, okay, Sammy Marco. Your newest video you released at 11 already has 1.9k views. What's the video? Okay, Christopher likes saying just east of Prague. East is this way. There it is, colon. Oh, yep, check Corona currency. Love it. Okay. Iltard is flying into Amsterdam 1 night, Brussels 3 nights, leaving to Paris in the morning, 5 nights in Paris, that's nice. Leaving to Luxembourg late in the evening, 2 nights in Luxembourg. And flying out Luxembourg, Frankfurt, JFK. 17-hour layover in Frankfurt, that'll be cool. That's a good trip. What if your boyfriend is like, wow, Amsterdam's amazing. Why do we only have 1 night here? That'd be funny. Italian. But where in Italy? Could this be San Marino? I almost said Sammy Marco because I was looking at the chat. Freezite saying Sammy Marco's a YouTube god. Let's go, Sammy. Yeah. And then, yeah, Italy or San Marino. San Marino, check. That was blue. I know. Don't worry. Thing is, both Italian and San Marinan signs are like that. It's a different shade of blue. But I think San Marino has different plates, which I believe would be that. Let's look right here. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying San Marino. W. Dick saying that's the landscape is making you feel San Marino. I also think San Marino. I believe these are San Marinan plates. This will be good. This will be good. Sammy Marco, what was the video you put out today? All right, yeah, these are not EU plates. These are San Marinan plates, 100%. I think there's a flag right there. Yep, this is San Marino. Any objections? San Marino. Today was secrets of SEPTA's newest regional rail line. That sounds sick. I want to ask what the secrets are. But I should, of course, watch the video if I want to know. That's a really solid video idea. I can see why that has 1.9k views already. You know what was interesting? I was talking to my roommate the other day. Ooh. Next video is why is this New York City's only legitimate railroad crossing? That sounds interesting. I'm going to guess Queens or the Bronx? But that also sounds like a cool one. I was showing my... okay, interesting. Is this Quebec? Or am I going to sound stupid for asking if this is Quebec? No, it's Quebec. All right. Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Big brain. Any objections? But I was showing my roommate because I made a quick little trailer for the Senegal video to put on Instagram, and I was showing it to him, and we were just talking about the YouTube channel because I don't think he's ever watched it. And he was asking about how much money it makes, and I was pulling up 2 of my biggest videos, and it was a video with 130,000 views and a video with 40,000 views had made the same amount of money. And I was like, what? I found that interesting. Oh, yep, good point, Sammy Marco. Could be New Brunswick. This looks nice. Let's run it. You're right, Sammy Marco. No, wait. That's the border. No, it is Quebec. It literally Sammy Marco CPM moment. I was bamboozled. I was like, this makes no sense. Well, oh no, I understand why it happens. It's just that's like comical to that extent. Christopher likes saying, FYI, I posted the picture my best friend took of the Sphinx in the Discord. Awesome. Excited to check that out. From that Great hotel. I really want to stay at that hotel someday. What's going on over here? Nope, that sign's gone now. I think I remember these taxis being in Jordan. With the kind of green lower bumper. Well, that one's blue, but you know what I'm saying. This should be Jordan. I'm so confident in this. I remember seeing these, but nothing. I don't know how else to prove that it's Jordan. English, I guess. That's one indicator. Subway. It's always a subway. What we got up here? Yep, .jo. I was right. Any objections to Jordan? I think I remember it being at this town in the past with the green bumper taxis. Going once, going twice. Let's go. Sammy Marcos saying there are more subways in America than McDonald's. Yeah, I've seen that. I think it's bigger globally, too. There are more subways around the world than there are McDonald's. It blows my mind. There's definitely videos on why that is, but I don't remember. I think it's something about how they franchise. Ah, cool. Cyrillic. Let's check these plates. They look like Russian plates. Ah. Ow, the foot. It's good. I'm starting to get to the point where I can put both feet on the ground. Like when I'm wearing the boot, I can put both feet down. I can't, again, I gotta play with the angle here. I can put both feet down, but I can't put too much weight on the left side. It's like a 90-10 split. And I'm able to now have extended periods. So yesterday when I was recording the voiceovers for the Senecal video for 2 hours, I sat, I guess you can't really see it because I'm putting my leg down to demonstrate, but I put both feet on the floor and looked this. I took out the computer, had the tripod, the microphone was kind of over here. Had a whole setup for it. It looks great. But I had my leg dangling for an hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday, which I could not do a week ago, which is awesome. So we're making progress. It does kind of get irritated with too much of that, but it's still leaps and bounds. Christopher Lexington, Jollibee's is among the top fast food restaurants in the world. I think there's only 2 in the U.S., both in New York. Yeah, I know there's one around Times Square. I don't know where the other one is. I thought there were more Jollibee's than that in the U.S. Hold on. I could have sworn. I remember seeing one in Glasgow last year and laughing. Jollibee's. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I saw one in Tampa, and I was like, "What?" Tampa, Pinellas Park, same thing. Jollibee's, suburban Florida. That's funny. Yeah, Philly. Oh yeah, look, there's a ton out here. Freezite saying there's a Jollibee in my city. Yep, there's some in New Jersey. Hey, good for them. Vorishay saying yippee. Sammy Marco asking when's the Senegal video coming. My plan is to finish it tomorrow. That is my hope. I did not get as much done with it today as I wanted to, 'cause that, as I mentioned, didn't sleep well, and then Kava destroyed me. And I kind of want to work on it after this, but I know that I shouldn't. Freezite saying, I don't believe you. I don't believe me either. You have no reason to believe me. I would not believe me. My hope is to essentially wrap it up tomorrow. But who knows? I wouldn't post it tomorrow either, like, no matter what. Because what finished means is it's done, but I'm going to watch it 30 more times and make a minor edit each time. So, you know, it is what it is. Semi Marco asking Ewan, how do you feel about the snow heading to New York? Dude, I don't go outside. I can't go outside. It will not affect me. Are we getting snow? I didn't know that. Oh, already snowing out there. WD saying, is it actually snowing outside? Hold on. Weather. Wait, I don't want it to dox me and just show my zip code or something. Here we go. Snow, NYC. Man. Okay, it's snowing right now, apparently. I was going to try to leave the apartment tomorrow. El Tired saying I've already had 135 inches so far this year. I want it gone. That's insane. Not the 11-foot mark. Man. 1 to 3 inches. Is it warm? Echo. What's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
So
tonight, expect a low of 31 degrees.
Oh,
if you'd like, I can get your day started with motivational
No.
quotes and more.
No, Echo,
Would you
no.
like to enable
Echo,
the
stop.
routine?
Echo, stop. What does that mean? I'm not as accustomed to the okay, slush. That's what that means. Great. So one of the guys from my Russian class, he's a new guy. Because we don't have class tomorrow. He invited us all over for dinner, and I was like, yeah, I will. This says North Auto Door. Final number 9 or filial number 9. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good for you, Freezite. Haven't seen snow in months. Love that for you. But I was gonna try to make my way to that guy's because I think it's possible to do it. So I was gonna try to go to the dinner. He's like, "Oh, I'm making Russian food," blah blah blah. I was like, "Of course I'm gonna try that." So, but I don't know if I can do that in crutches. Freezite asking, "Sever is north?" Yep, Sever is north. It's here. Oh, I can't Google translate it because we're on a round where we just saw it. But Sever is north. Semi Marco saying, yeah, you're Florida man in NYC weather. I'm used to cold weather from DC, but I've been out of my depth in the 4 times I've left this apartment in the last 3 weeks. Ooh, Freezite saying just added broccoli to my dish. Don't know why, since I don't like broccoli. I'd ask you, why would you add it then? But I guess you don't know. Why do you have broccoli if you don't like it? Telephone. Extra. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Semi Marco saying it's been way colder than normal this winter. That's what people have been saying. Divisionina Autodorogie. Control. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. I don't feel like reading every letter. Agibd. What is that word? Omd. Oh, that says Russia. That says this right here says Russia. Yep. It took me a while to get there. Yeah, W Diggs calling it out. Christopher like as well. Any objections? Yeah, W Diggs saying I'm on Russia here, by the way. Sammy Marco asking you and are any of your Russian class peers people with Russian background who just don't know the language? No. No. It's myself. A guy with Polish parents. I give him a hard time because when I flew through Warsaw and they were doing the announcement on the plane, I could understand some of it, and I came back. I think I texted him in that moment. I was like, I hate you. And I was telling this to one of the other guys in the class when we were doing a study session a couple weeks ago. I was like, listen to him speak Polish. And the other, sorry, I hit the mic. The other guy was like, all right, say this. And he said it. And the other guy was so mad. He's like, that's why you're the best in the class, because you borderline speak Russian already. Yep, 100% agree. Ill-tired UK Ireland vibes. Yep, Ukrainian flag right here. Tracks. Yeah, so myself, guy with Polish parents, there's a full American, and then our new guy is from Europe, and dating a Russian speaker, and then the other person in the class is also dating someone with Russian family. So there's basically two types of people in the class. It's dating someone with a Russian background or into geopolitics and kind of is doing it for funsies. It's exactly that, Sammy Marco. That is a perfect comparison. It's like knowing Spanish and Italian class. Very useful. Exactly. It's incredibly annoying. Because he called me the other weekend. He called me on Saturday. And he's like, blah, 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 in Russian. I'm like, what are you saying? Then he's like, I'm outside your place. I'm like, I don't know how to say that in Russian. This should be Ireland with that. Yeah, Caterpillar's daycare. Freeze out saying they better not. What? Freeze out, I'm confused as to what you're saying. Yeah, Yavozgle to, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what any of those words are, except for yeah. So I'm not gonna say them. I'm not saying words that I don't know the meaning of. Just that's how bad things happen. Not that I don't trust you, Sammy Marco. You aren't an instigator like a certain Freezite, but I can't be going around saying words I don't know. It was Ireland. We love it. Oh, okay, Freezite. For me to learn Russian for a partner, they better be hot. I think it's a beautiful thing to do. Oh, it means I'm outside your apartment. Well, he was asking which number my apartment was so he could ring the thing. All I could understand was number. He's like, Kak Nummer. I'm like, Sto? Or maybe it was Sto. It should be Sto Nummer. And then I was like, Sto? Ja nie понимаю, mój drug. Oh, go back. But we were all talking in our group chat today, okay, English. And it was really funny because we were talking about, we're at Ireland again. All right. Any objections to that? But we were talking about, because two of the guys in the class have a joke that there was one day where they just showed up in tracksuits. And granted, they did make fun of themselves. They were like, the teacher's going to think we're idiots for cosplaying as Russians. But basically, we were talking about going tomorrow in tracksuits. I was just thinking about this poor guy. He's invited us over to his home for a meal that he's preparing. And we're in our separate group chat going, are we wearing our tracksuits? But I don't have one. I have like a Chelsea one, but it's Nike. It's not Adidas, so it's not Slavic, right? So I sent the picture of that in our group chat. I was like, do we think this passes? But I sent a picture of a shirt that I saw in Belgrade, and then I'm so upset that I didn't get. It's a picture of Yugoslavia with a guy's face on it, and you're like, oh, that's just a guy. And then I stopped to read the Cyrillic, and it said Gavrilo Princip. It was like 24th June, 1914. I have the picture on my phone, but for some reason I didn't buy it. I should have bought it. It's an objectively hilarious shirt. They were giving me a hard time. I sent the picture in the chat. They were giving me a hard time. They were like, you should have bought that. That's too funny. Yeah, I'm tired laughing at that. Not the assassin merch. Sarajevo gang. Dude, I lost my... Because I could read it, but my friend couldn't read Cyrillic, so I clock what it says, and I'm dying. I'm trying to explain, like, dude, this is a Gavrilo Princip t-shirt. Yeah, Freezite saying I would have bought it. That's awesome. I'm such an idiot for not buying it. I don't have a lot of space, though. That's the thing. I don't like getting things because I can't put them anywhere. There's no space. I do have a souvenir from the Senegal video that you'll all see when that comes out. And I kept it because it's so funny. But Freezite saying you should go to Jones Beach and talk to the locals. Is that the... That's Jones Beach. Is that going to be one of the Russian beaches? Yeah, that's one of the Russian beaches, isn't it? See, we talk about this. They have signs. I've shown you guys this. They have signs in Russian at Rockaway Beach. But we've talked about doing this. One of the guys and I went to this Bulgarian bar one time in Manhattan, like somewhere on the Lower East Side. And then we get there and it had been turned into... It was still a Bulgarian bar. Ulika. Interesting. Is this Czech or Slovakian? But the Bulgarian bar was still in name was a Bulgarian bar, but it was entirely reggaeton. So we were like, well, this is dumb. Sammy Marco asking, is your Russian teacher from the Brighton Beach area? Nope. She's from Moldova. What do we got going on here? SI. SI is Slovakia, right? Or is that Slovene? Which one is SI? Guys, which one is SI? When I lived in Zurich, I used to call the local comics their yo-yo boys because they all sung the praises of Yugoslavia. Okay, SI is Slovenia. Cool. The language is throwing me off. Love it. Did your teacher frequent the Moldova Mall? I will ask her. Oh, it literally says Ljubljana on the sign. I'm an idiot. Alright. Run it. Nice. I will ask her next. We don't have class this week because of the holiday. That's why we have the, here we go. That's why we have the Russian dinner tomorrow night, but I will ask her. Okay, so this, it's all in English and it has a dollar sign, but it could be Australia. I can't wait explaining this to, because I'm going to have to ask her in front of the whole class. I'm going to have to explain why I'm asking, have you been to Moldova? I'm going to sound like an idiot, but I will let you guys know. But yeah, Freezite saying, yeah, they all sung the praises of Yugoslavia. The Serbs we met also did. They were like, oh, we miss Yugoslavia. We were asking them about politics because they were like, are you actually proud to be American? And we were like, ooh. Like, I'm not calling the kettle black here. Neither of us have exactly innocent. There's no way. You'll get brownie points. I mean, we don't get grades. I don't really need brownie points. Yeah, Freezite saying, yeah, they talk bad about the EU yet unwilling to go home. Oh. This could be Australia or the US. There's no way of knowing. There's no word that would be different that I can see. I think we gotta go off this train. Oh, American Express. That's not a North American numbering code, though. Freezite asking, is that an elephant? Yes, that was an elephant. Could this be the MARTA or something? Sammy Marco saying doesn't look like any train I know. Ooh, Freezite mentioned could it be South Africa? That's good thought. Does South Africa use the dollar sign? This is an insane round. This is dumb. This is one of the crazy rounds. It has the American Express thing, though. Vizio Optical, opening hours. Monday through Saturday. Yeah, South Africa uses Rand. You're right. This is not South Africa. This phone number looks off. Freezite saying, look at the hours format. I was trying to, but I can't tell what they say. That's an 11, that's a 3. But nowhere opens at 3. That's probably an 8. I know if it's 24-hour format, it's not the US. And that's why I was trying to figure it out. I'm tired asking, can you go back to the bus for a second? Yeah, here's the bus. SM. I can't think of anywhere in the US this would be. With that train system, too. Check the bus. Ooh, Christopher like making it. Oh, this is as zoomed in as it gets, by the way. Christopher like making a good point. Zoom in on the red business cards. Where did those go? There they are. Nah, that's as zoomed in as I can get. Ooh, Tired saying Singapore maybe. The train seems like the one I took, and they use dollars, the concrete pillars. Okay, I like that. Okay, yeah, person on the street as well. Freezite saying the Weiss lens brand is common in Europe. Okay. Revitalize, spa for your eyes. What's on this guy's shirt? I think it says Milan. This is a tough one. Wait a minute. You know what we're not thinking of? Canada. Ooh, yeah. Christopher like making an interesting point. SM could be Singapore Metro. Eltar saying sounds stupid, but maybe near the Singapore Zoo. I went to the zoo and it looks so familiar. That could explain the animals. Sammy Marco saying not Canada. Okay. Is this the Singapore Zoo? Where's the Singapore Zoo? Super Bowl. The Discovery Center. Okay, center of island. Got it. It's not showing train lines. Deputy Dick saying I'm down for Singapore. Let's start a poll. Our options are going to be Singapore and IDK. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Station started with a J, you think? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how to find this. Alright, we got a good number of votes for Singapore. Yeah, you wouldn't find this in the States. Let's do it. The light color's tropical too. Alright. Let's run it. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Good job, guys. Freezite asking, could it be the Sydney Metro? No. Because check this out. I rode the Sydney Metro, and it's sick. Check this out. Sydney Metro. It's double-decker. Or at least the train I rode on was double-decker. Was I not riding the Sydney Metro? Double-decker train. Here we go. Yeah! This was sick. Yeah, Sammy Marcus saying he didn't realize the Singapore trains went overground. Yeah, that's, how do I get back? There we go. I would not have thought, I would have never ended up at Singapore there. Gotcha, Sammy Marco. The Sydney trains run very frequently, but the Metro is its own thing. I was confused over there at the different overlapping systems, because it was like go into a station to be this and that and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and that says Delhi. We good with Delhi, India. Okay. Okay. Those do outside the main city into the airport. Okay. That is where I took it. But I took it from... Every time I rode it, it was that. I only rode it, I think, 3 times. Because I rode it in from the airport. I rode it in from out here. So I went to the cricket ground in Allianz Stadium. So, actually, I walked up, I think. There's a station around here that I took back. That was the double-decker one, and then from the nearest station to Bondi, because I stayed at Bondi, and then I ended up at the train station, which is Bondi Junction, which is in here. It was also the double-decker one. Oh, and then I went to North Sydney as well. That was also double-decker, I think. There's a chance that one might not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, let's do India here. Awesome. Ooh. Be Japan, Korea, Japan. Any objections to Japan? Freezite asking, is Luna Park still a thing? What's Luna Park? Gotcha, the red color is the Singaporean flag. Did not put that together. The train gave you the hint. Okay. See, it kind of looked like an older U.S. system. Like, not a specific one, but a vaguely older U.S. train system. Okay, I'll try saying I don't have a photo of the train, but rather a video from inside the tunnel in Singapore. Just check my photos. That's so cool. Oh, the arcade park in North Sydney. Ooh. I don't remember. I didn't go there. I went to... Oh, there it is. Maybe? I literally sat over here. Like, on that bench. So, I don't know. I don't remember. This was a nice bench, though. Grabbed a coffee. Just sat right here. Yep. Just like right there. This was awesome. I do remember seeing this, though. Okay, Christopher likes saying yes, it's still a thing. Yeah, this was an awesome view. And then check this out. Wait, it was... I stayed... Where did I stay? It was right around here. Why can't I find it? Then I need to go up this whole thing, and then there was stuff, and it doesn't matter. See it in the video. Oh, okay, you were there 20 years ago. Jet lag the game ended up there, you think? I still need to get back to watching Jet Lag. That's so entertaining, but I never get around to watching it. Any objections to Japan? Going once, going twice. Love it. Videoteca art. Okay, the previous season's in the UK. I got recommended one of their videos earlier. And it has the one English guy who does videos that I can't remember. Basically, Pradaya e-service. Alright, this is Balkan. Oh, that would have been helpful. Yeah, maybe I'll oh, .hr. Cool. Croatia. I'm trying to do this thing where I wind down before I go to sleep each night to try to start sleeping normally again, because as I've been complaining the past 2 weeks, I haven't been able to sleep. So maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe that'll be what I watch tonight. Who knows? Realistically, I'm gonna try to edit for a bit, and then I'll try to go to sleep. Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong country there. Alright, now does anybody object? Croatia. Croatian flag. Let's run it. Because I'm so close to being done with this video, and it's killing me. Because I'm right there, and it's literally just animating these little bits. Because I don't want to just be looking at the camera for 3 whole minutes while I explain something that happened. Because there are a lot of things that happened off camera. Because there were, things I didn't expect to happen, and I have to explain. Or I have to give context on something that we rejoin me, like, filming in the middle of. And so I feel like it's not as engaging when it's just me looking at the camera for 3 minutes. So I have all these little animations that I made, but I've got to actually sync them in line with me talking, and that takes all this time. And then I'm like, oh well, I want to add this, and then I have to go back and redraw something, and then it's like blah blah blah. WDig asking what's the final runtime of that vid. Ooh, 55 minutes maybe, I think. I haven't checked because I did all the voiceovers yesterday and put them in, so that the runtime changed. Freeside saying local lore says that when Ewan finishes the Senecal vid, I will die. Bro does not have a long time left to live. And I know I say this all the time. Trust me, I hear it. I feel bad. It's kind of funny. But we're getting so close that I'm just like, I have to work on this. The legends are never wrong. The prophecy goes wild. When I post it, I'm gonna mention the Discord. R.I.P. Freezite. Pour one out for the homie. Freezite saying, tell Svetlana I'll never forget her and her sister. Merengue. Philippines. It's that easy sometimes. Yep, we've got the jeepney right there. Right here. Yep, W. Dick saying Tagalog. Christopher like saying Philippine vibe. Any objections to the Philippines? Freezite. Bro. Alright, let's do it. Love it. Okay, we are somewhere. Somewhere that is a place. UA. We're in Ukraine. Any objections? Freezite saying mic drop. Objections? There we go. WDX saying Ukraine send. Let's do it. Love it. Oh, Lvov. It's not what I'd expect from Lvov from everything I've heard. I've always heard it's a more Central European feel. It's Netherlands. Upside down Yugoslavia. That's where we are. Alright. I'll give it a second. Does anyone object to the Netherlands? Given the Dutch flag, Dutch plates, flatness, bike lanes, and I'm just going to assume that's Dutch. Freezite saying Luxembourg. No, the blue's too deep. Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. Freezite saying different blue hue. No, we got it. We're chilling. This is going to be... This kind of feels Greek. Yup, it's Greek. And let's just double check what side of the road we're driving on here. Steering wheel's on the left side. This is right-hand drive. Any objections to Greece? Freezite saying, never mind, I was wrong. Not the first time tonight, Freezite. What was that? Chile we were in earlier? Tisk. Venlo, Netherlands, home of VVV Venlo. What's that? It sounds like a soccer team. Aqua Flags. Yeah, more Greek. Ill tired sand burn. Okay, yeah, it is soccer. This stuff, this kind of looks like Kazakhstan almost, but not. Why are you mad? First coping. Oh, that's a Kyrgyz plate. I knew this seemed like the steps. Let's just check a few more plates. Oh, their trunk is up. Yep, that's a Kyrgyz plate. Any objections? Kyrgyzstan. Ooh, the white paint on the trees. What's that about? W. Dick saying Ewan with the chirps tonight. I'm going crazy. It's the sad area. Oh, keeps the trees warm. Really? Huh. Bishkek. Next round. I don't know that word, Freezite. This actually kind of screams Uruguay. Oh, it keeps bugs away, okay. Yep, Spanish. Of course, after I roast Freezite, we get Uruguay. This Cosmic Karma. Oh, well, but that's a European plate. But this is Uruguay. Yeah, .uy, Uruguay. Just big brain like that. So with our last one of the night, Freezite saying the slander's off the chart. I don't know what to tell you. W. Dick saying Uruguay send. Let's do it. What did we do? Alright. So, with that, I don't know. I feel so weird. Mentally and physically. With that. No, that's how I end videos, isn't it? That's not how I end the stream. How do I end the stream? Thanks for tuning in. What do I usually say? Yeah. Christopher like saying 27, not bad. W. Dick saying good round for spending 30 minutes on one spot. Fair. It's a very good point. Freezite saying you need to sleep. Yeah, I know. You should rap a little. Great idea. I seriously don't remember what I say to end these. Thanks for tuning in. See you same time next week. Bye and have a good night.